Today we're making this super beautiful, oh so delicious, limoncello meringue pie. So easy, so tart, sweet, creamy, and luscious. So good. Want to see how we make it? Just keep watching. So the first thing we're going to do is bake our pie crust. You can make your own. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you can use a store-bought one. I'm being lazy today. But sometimes when you find a really good pie crust, I got this at Trader Joe's. You actually see the pieces of butter in it. It really tastes like a homemade pie crust. Trust me. It's a nightmare to use. Trust me on that one as well. All right, so I sprayed my pie dish with a non-stick cooking spray. It's one of the tricks I like to do because then when you cut the pie, it comes right out. All right, so we're going to get this in there. Then we're going to poke it with a bunch of holes. This prevents any air pockets and it helps prevent it from shrinking a little bit. Like that. Then we're going to put a piece of parchment paper on top with some pie weights, or if you don't have pie weights, you can use some dried beans. And we're going to bake this for about 15 minutes at 400, 10-15 minutes, until it's nice golden brown. So into the oven it's going to go. So while we're waiting for our pie crust to cook, in a saucepan you're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream, half a teaspoon of vanilla, and the zest of 2 lemons. It's about 2 tablespoons. So we're going to give this a good stir, and then you're going to bring this to a quick boil. So you see the bubbles coming up really strong on the sides, take it off the heat, because you don't want this to bubble over. It's going to make a big old mess. All right? So while you're waiting for your cream to come to a quick boil, in a large bowl, you're going to add 5 egg yolks. Make sure you reserve the whites. 1.5 cups of sugar, half a cup of cornstarch, and to this we're going to add 1/3 cup of limoncello. Nice. And half a cup of fresh lemon juice. If you don't want to use fresh, you don't have to, but you're going to notice the difference when you taste it. All right, so we're going to whisk this all together till it's nice, creamy, and a little frothy. You want it nice and thick and creamy. Just like that. And now here I have my cream that I took off the heat after it came to a quick boil. So now we're going to do about half a cup at a time, and we're going to add it to our egg mixture because you want to temper the eggs. If you add it all at once, it'll end up cooking your eggs, and you don't want that. All right, so we're going to keep adding the cream mixture to the egg mixture until it's all fully incorporated. So make sure you stir it quick. So we're going to keep doing that, just like that. And now we're going to pour this back into the saucepan and then back to the stove. And I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, so now we're going to cook this over a medium to medium-high heat. You want to make sure you're whisking this constantly. Because if you don't, it's going to stick to the bottom. You're going to end up with weird lemony scrambled eggs, and that's just not going to be pleasant. All right, so you're going to want to whisk this for about 5 to 7 minutes. You're going to see it's going to thicken up after about 3 to 4 minutes, and then after another minute or so, it's really going to thicken up, and it's all going to bind together. You're going to see how thick it's going to get really fast. All right, so we're going to keep whisking. And while you're doing that, you can always just click that little Lulu button right there and subscribe. All right, so we're going to keep whisking. So this has been cooking for about 4.5 minutes. You'll see it's already starting to thicken up. All right, so now it's going to happen fast. It's really going to get thick. And you're going to see it's going to reduce in volume, and it's going to get really, really nice and thick. All right, so you want to make sure you're whisking it constantly so you get your desired level of density. See, look at it. You see it happen? Like magic. All right, it's ready. So you want to immediately take this off the heat and keep whisking while you're doing so because this is still cooking. You don't want it to burn. Look at this. Look how beautiful and thick that is. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And then for the final ingredient, remember, don't forget to keep whisking this. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of cold cubed salted butter. All right, just going to add a couple cubes at a time until it's all melted in. And add a couple more until you get them all in there. And then we're going to pour this right into our pre-baked pie crust. Look at it. Oh, this looks so luscious. Look how thick that is. Look at that layer. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. So pretty. And I tasted it. It's heavenly. Kind of burned my finger though too in the process, but it was worth it. No regrets. All right, so now we're gonna let this chill in the fridge for at least an hour or so till the custard is nice and set. So next, while the pile is cooling, we are going to prep our meringue topping. So in a large bowl, I have my 5 egg whites along with 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, along with the zest of 1 lemon, about a tablespoon or so. All right, so now we're going to whip this all together. I would recommend using a hand mixer or a stand mixer. Don't do this by hand, it'll take you forever. And you're going to want to whip this to nice stiff peaks. Just like that. And now we're ready to put it on top of our now cooled pie. Just slop some of this on there. Spread it out. You could pipe it on, you can make it look pretty, but you just want a nice thick layer on top. That's what everybody really wants. Oh, it's like fluffy, citrusy clouds. So good. All right, so we're going to continue to keep covering the pie, just like that. And now into a preheated 400-degree oven, it's going to go for just about 5-10 minutes, just till you see the tips start getting a little brown. Oh, it's going to be so good. You can make it even more golden brown on top if you want. It's all up to you. All right, but into the oven it's going to go. Can't wait. All right, so we just pulled this out of the oven after about 7 minutes. Look at it. Look at it. It's all glistening and golden. Looks so good. So good. But we got to let this cool for probably like another hour in the fridge before we give it a try. So you know what that means. That's right. That's right. It's cocktail time. Yeah. All right. So for today's limoncello lemon drop, we're going to start with 2 ounces of limoncello. 2 ounces of vodka. 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice. Maybe 1.5 ounces. And then we're going to add some simple syrup, probably about 1 ounce, depending on your level of sweetness. You don't want it too sweet, too less, but this is going to be tart. All right, so we're going to give it a good shaky, and we pour. Let's see. Oh, look how refreshing that is. Looks like lemonade. A very, very strong lemonade. Time to give it a try. Salud. Now that's refreshing. Oh my gosh, tastes like lemonade. A really, really strong spiked lemonade. Oh, but it's so cool and citrusy and yummy. Oh, it's so good. So if you try this drink, let us know. Cheers. All right, so we sliced it up. It's time to give it a try. Oh, yeah. Bon appetit. Oh, first off, that custard is just so beautiful. Luscious, creamy, eggy, tart. Oh, that limoncello really comes through. Beautiful. But adding the lemon zest to the meringue is everything. Everything. Oh, it's like my mouth is dancing. So good. So if you try this recipe, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, hello, Lulu. Are you waiting for something? Are you waiting for some pie? Is that what you want? I know Drake is. I know Doug is. Do you want some pie? All right, I'll cut you some pie. Good girl.